Welcome to my purple couch, where power sits, truth speaks, and nothing is off limits. And I mean absolutely nothing. Today, we're talking about something that is not glamorous, but it's real in my world. And when I say my world, I mean the PR world. There's so many things that you do not see. We call it behind the scene, BTS. And people will just say, oh, I love your job. If only I can have your job. This, that, blah, blah, blah. So let's get into it. The grind behind the glow. The part of PR people rarely speak about. They don't even talk about it. You do not even see it. Let's start with the hustle of being in PR. It's like being on a call 24/7, using your brain every second of the day. You are there mentally, physically, emotionally. You have to be available all the time. There is no break to this stuff. 1 minute, you're writing a press release at the midnight. The next, you're getting a phone call that there is a crisis because somebody, maybe a CEO of a brand you're managing, has caused wahala, has caused commotion, and there's crisis. And you're trying to manage this crisis. At the same time, trying to explain to this person that caused the commotion, the wahala, the reason why what they caused is a problem. Because come to think of it, sometimes they don't even think they've done something wrong. You're in the middle of a crisis, but the person that put you in the middle of that crisis do not understand that why is it a crisis. They feel they are doing the right thing. So how do you tell that person that no, your brand right now has problems? We have an issue. We are right in the middle of a crisis. So you become a crisis manager immediately. And you're trying to explain to this person in a nice way so they don't feel offended by what they've done, even though you're trying to say for doing that, But this is part of PR and nobody tells you about it. You don't see it, but you have to do it. So how do you put all this together and still look like this? You understand? And people are still telling you, you're enjoying, I want to be like you when I grow up. To be calm, to have your stills on 100. You are expected not to be mad. You are expected to always show up. Not just show up, but show out. Because behind every perfect campaign, every well-executed job, every perfect endorsement deal, every sponsorship deal, every viral post, every standing ovation is a woman that hasn't slept in days. Is you keeping your client happy while at the same time you're trying to stay sane. Guys, settle into it, because for me, right now, I'm not holding anything back. I'm going to give you guys all the bass, the bobs, everything that has to do with PR. And this is for all them PR professional that feel unseen. That when they call the PR people doing the job, they don't call you, no recognition. You feel like, I'm doing this job, nobody sees me. Your work sees you, auntie. Your work sees you, bro. And we see you too. And for those ones that want to come into this world, the PR world, and they feel like, this is where the magic happens. These people are living a good life. We want to join them. Uncle, auntie, come forward. Sit well. Relax. Get your cup of popcorn. Oh yeah, let's go. Are you ready? Because I am breaking it down like no one will break it down for you. The real life of a PR professional. Now, let's start with the sponsorship. The sponsorship meet and pitch. I am tired of this famous line. Nabila, get me a sponsor. Nabila, I just gave your number to my friend. He wants to do a project. He needs a sponsor. Nabila, there's one thing they are doing tomorrow. They need sponsor. Do you guys think that I just have these sponsors in my contact and I will just call them and say, bro, come and sponsor this event? Abba, uncle, yes, I'm talking to you because you guys know yourselves. Now, let me break it down for you how it works. Sponsorship is not an easy thing to do. Sponsorship is not even by luck. I hope you guys understand. It's by that work that you have built. It's the relationship you have built with those brands. It's the good work that you have put into your own brand for them to trust you to come and invest in another project or another brand. So let's break it down. For sponsorship, this is how it works. And I'm not holding anything back from you people. Like I always say, it's a masterclass. Get your notebook down. Start jotting down. You need it, right? For sponsorship, you get the brief. This is the way somebody wants to do this project. Let me use the example I'll be using is the example that align with my own job. So let's say this is a football event. So someone wants to do a football event. You tell me, oh, Nabila, I have this football event I'm doing. Think about the timeline. It has to be at least 3 months. Do you understand? 3 months notice. Not is happening tomorrow. Not is happening next week. 3 months. That's the timeline to get a proper sponsor. I'm not saying you can't get it before 3 months. It's possible you can get those sponsors before 3 months. But industry standard, 3 months notice, right? Especially for big brands and multinationals. Let's not forget, with multinationals, those are my kind of clients. There's a lot of pass through this, pass through that before there is an approval or a no. So we have our project right now, right? And we have our timeline, 3 months. Then I read the proposal. When I read the proposal, I now think of, oh, what brand would want to sponsor this kind of project? So we have list of brands. We start going through the brands. Okay, this brand ticks. Okay, it will work with this brand. No, this brand will not say yes. Immediately you see some projects, you know the brands that will say yes and the brand that will say no. Then that proposal you have given to me as Nabila, right? I have to read it because sometimes it won't even fly through it won't even go through the window, not to talk of going through the door. So sometimes I will have to revamp that proposal for you. Then after I've revamped the proposal, then we start emailing the proposals. Don't forget, you don't just email alone. You follow up with phone calls. So I'm calling them brand managers that are my people. I'm saying, babe or guy or oga or my madam, I've just sent you an email. Please look at it. I think it's good. Then you talk, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget that you don't call people out of the blue zone. You must have an ongoing relationship, good relationship with those people before you call them and start saying, I've sent you an email. Look at it. Because some of you only call people when you need something. And it doesn't work that way in this world. When you're a PR person, a PR professional, you must keep a good relationship with the brands and the clients. So after you have sent this email, you follow up with phone calls. Then they will tell you, okay, I'll check the email. I'll get back to you. This is now where the work starts. Then you will now look at the email sometimes. Sorry, we can't take this right now. Your heart will break. Boom. Okay, you will now go, you've sent 10. One I've said no. So you'll be like, oh, I still have 9. That same week, you can get 8 no's. 8 no's. Then you will now be left with just 2. And you're now praying right now. Your spiritual life has to be tough because you have to know how to pray. So now, the 2 now, you are now open at least, even if it's just 1. Then that's when I go into the Nabila zone. I'll say, God, just give me just 1. 1. These people, they trust me to deliver. So let me even deliver just 1 to them. Then you will now see, yes, Nabila, we want to do this. Oh, you are now relieved. Then the work doesn't end there. You now go back to the person that has given you, let's now call that person client, right? We would use brand for the companies that are accepting to sponsor. So you go back to the client now and say to the client, oh, yes, I have this person. They are interested. Kindly send me the contract. Then they send the contract. You read through the contract because I operate a personalized boutique style PR agency. I'm not that kind of person you will send a document to that will not read it and I will just send to the client. No, I'll sit down first and go through that 15 pages, 20 pages, 30 pages, whatever pages your contract is. I read every line of that contract. Then, when I see some things that would not fly with the brand, because I represent the brand too, don't forget. So I also know what they want and what they do not want. So I'll come back again and say, oh, madam, you have to change these things so before I can send it to the brand. So it starts with me, right? Working on your contract. So fast forward now, I finally send that contract to the client. When you now send the contract to the client, now start praying that the person in their legal department is a good person. And when I mean a good person, I mean the person is flexible. Because if God now help you that the person in their legal department is very thorough, that person that is like me, that goes through every line of every contract, then we have a problem. Because that person will check everything on that contract and come back and say, no, change it this way. Even the word serve might just be another word. They might not, that word alone might be something that would disqualify your whole contract. The wordings alone, you might just think, oh, it's just a word. No, they will tell you, no, why did you use this word? The word does not go with the brand, blah, blah, blah. I don't even want to bore you with that process of reading the contract and trying to have the perfect contract. Then you now leave that side, right? At some point, there's now back and forth. If the person is not thorough, maybe like a week or two, you are done with contract. If the person is thorough, maybe another 2, 3, 4 weeks, you're still working on contract. There's still back and forth. Change this. We don't want this word this way. We want this word that way. Then let's fast forward. We've gotten past contract. Then both parties signs, right? Now both parties signs. Then the next thing is to drop the main thing now, the money, if it's money that they are giving to you. Then you get that money in your account and you think you are okay. Nabila is not okay. You are okay now because you've gotten that money, but I'm not okay. You know why I'm not okay? Because I have to make sure that that brand gets everything in that contract. You see those deliverables on that contract that you said, oh, if they sponsor, we'll have them on our billboard, we'll have them on all our marketing materials, we'll announce them on our social media pages, we will do this, we will do that on the day of the event. Now, let's say I get you the headline sponsorship. So my brand now is the one that is now taking over your event. They are your headline sponsor. That one is even now extra work because everything you do at your event is now my business. Security, venue, branding, every part of your event has become my business. So you will now see me going for recce. You see me making sure, you see, if you are not seeing me, you are seeing my staff. We are even measuring the floor where the booths will be, doing this, it's not easy. Then the event day now, like I said, I'm using football as an example. We will now have the event at the stadium, Abi. That day, you think as an headline sponsor, I'm supposed to sit down in my box or VVIP area because now me bring headline sponsor now, I suppose get VVIP. Oh, I would not need to even go to the gym or exercise for another 2 months because if it's in the stadium, I'm walking around that stadium, God knows how many times. I'm by the field, I'm by the pitch side, I'm at the door, I'm by everywhere. You are working non-stop to make sure that that event is successful. Everybody goes to their house now. Everybody is happy. Nabila is still not happy. You know why? Because there's something called post-event report. Then when I now come back to my office, I have to make sure that I deliver post-event reports to the brand that sponsored you. See where my own post-event report starts? From the moment you told me that you have an event, that's where my post-event report starts. Then we now go through all these processes. I have just gone with you people. Now send it to the brand. Until that brand says, Nabila, well done. The event, we can see, it helped our brand, we got good traction, we love our visibility. And don't forget about it, most of the time, the brand, they don't get like monetary value for the money they've given to you. So all they get is visibility, which sometimes is unquantifiable. You cannot really convert it to sales or anything. So you just be praying that they are happy with the turnout, they are happy with everything about that event, and that's it. So next time, bro, when you give somebody my number and tell the person that Nabila will get you a sponsor, this is what I go through. It's not easy, because I know a lot of people will think I'm wicked when they come with their brief and say, oh, somebody have, and I tell you immediately that no, I can't do it. They will look like, why the, maybe she picks some selected people to give sponsorship to. I don't own the brand though. If it's my own brand, I want to sponsor you. At least maybe my company wants to sponsor you. I know where my power and my muscle is. So maybe I'll say yes. But if I have to go and pitch your event to brands, this is what I go through. So for one successful event you see there and they will tell you it's Nabila that did that sponsorship deal, believe me, Nabila got 8 or 9 no's. That's my life. That's the BTS, behind the scene, that you don't see. Now let's go to the pitch. That's where I call my intellectual, where people steal from you. You don't know they steal from us. They steal from us in this business. Let me tell you how they steal from us. You ask me, what do you mean they steal from you? How do they steal from you? They steal from you. You are sitting on your own. Oh, Shebi, now for a sponsorship, it's me that have gone to meet brand. What about when the brand now comes to meet you? The brand will now call you and tell you, oh, Nabila, there is this campaign we want to do, blah, blah, blah. Then they give you the brief. And on this brief, they have timelines. Timeline 1 is to deliver the PR plan on a particular date. Sometimes maybe a week after they have given you that brief. Then maybe the next step is for you to negotiate with the influencers that they will be using for that campaign. Guess what? Now they brought the brief, you've read the brief. Immediately you swing into action. Do your research, everything, to give them the best PR plan. And if you're a PR professional, you understand what I mean by a PR plan, because with a PR plan, you have your strategies, you have your tactics, you're telling them the medium to use for that campaign. Are they doing digital? What are they using? Different stuff. You've put in a lot of energy, a lot of resources and research to do that PR plan. Then you're also looking at the timeline. Don't forget, you might have other projects you're doing at that time this brief came in. Then now you now do the PR plan and send to the company on time, because I'm never late for a job. That's what they will tell you. Yeah, bragging rights. You send them that PR plan and immediately you send the PR plan. My people go say, yeah, carry. That's the end of it. They just go radio silence on you. Yes, you don't hear from them again. A brand, they won't answer your email again. You keep sending emails, no reply. You keep calling, they will tell you, internally we are still reviewing, we will get back to you. Don't forget that when they sent the brief, maybe on that brief they said they want some certain people as influencers. Part of the brief it will be for you to reach out to some certain influencers to speak to them about that brief and get their rate card, right? So now you've spoken to these people and you've told them that, there is a job, there's a project upcoming that a brand might want to use them for. You get their rate card, you give them hope too, right? And they are happy. Like, then you say to them, we're sending in the PR plan, they should get back to us in 2 or 3 days or max a week, then I will get back to you. Now, when that company or that brand decides to go radio silence on you, what do? Don't forget, influencers are involved. They are calling you and asking, I've not heard back from you. Then the first week is always still okay. You tell them, we're still waiting for the brand. We've sent our plan to the brand. We're just waiting for them to get back to us. Then the second week, they are saying, what's up? And you're saying, oh, we will get back to you. That will get back to you now start sounding like a broken record. So for PR professionals, do you have to wait for the influencers to even be asked to start asking you what's going on? In my own agency, we do not wait. We reach out to the influencers to say, you know what, this is actually getting longer than we anticipated. But be rest assured that once we hear back from our client, we will get back to you. Because let me tell you the downside of all this is you can also damage your relationship with those influencers. Because imagine if you have other projects you were working on at that particular time, then you now put a project out. Some of those influencers, we actually think is that project you've told them about that is now successful, that you've used someone else, you didn't use them. Boss, it was not the same one. No. This is another totally different project that we've been doing before I even came to meet you. But how do we even stop all these people that steal from us? Because an idea is worth how much? You can't put a price on your idea. You know there is an idea that made Bill Gates became Bill Gates today. Without that idea to start Microsoft, Bill Gates would be a normal person. So your idea is priceless. Brands, when we give you these ideas, come on, don't steal from us. Because some of you, immediately we give you those PR plan, you don't come back to us. You will now go and do it in-house. Use our own PR plan to execute your campaign. We see it is unfair. You've just stolen from us. So how do you protect yourself as a PR professional that you know that these things are inevitable? For me, I had to come up with something last year for my brand, and some brand feels like it's a bit harsh or no, but come on, I'm not even finishing the story. Then after 1 month of radio silence, some will now come back and tell you, oh sorry, due to budget we are not moving on. Oga, you did not know you don't have budget before you sent me your brief. I know things can change, but come on now, come on. Then is it after 1 month I'm supposed to go and tell those influencers that we are not using them anymore? But thank God for relationship with the influencers, that you've been able to say to them, we are still waiting. Even for the influencers, maybe after the second, third week, they don't even bother with you anymore. They will know. I'm sure because they are used to it. Like some goes your way and some doesn't. So they are used to it. So they will know that, oh, maybe this is another failed project, and they will move on. But let's now talk about how do you gain back that time, that energy, that resources that you've put on a campaign, on a PR plan, on a brief, without getting anything back. Sometimes nothing. That's your loss again. But you cannot be saying is my loss every time, because you have bills to pay. Me that have an office, won't I pay my staff? Will I be telling them that, oh, they didn't come back? What did I do to help protect me and my intellectual property? I decided to implement a compulsory and unrefundable pitch fee. Before I even look at your brief at all, there's an amount you have to pay in my account to. Until I see that credit alert in my account, then that's when I will now start looking at your brief and see what I can do. You know what? This covers my time, my resources, and every other thing, just in case you decide you are not doing anymore. So some of the brands that are watching this and you think, oh, Nabila sent us an email and said introduction of pitch fee. This is just the reason why I introduced that. But that does not apply to all my clients, because there are some clients that are on retainer. So of course, if you're on retainer, it means that you're settling me. I get money from you every month or every quarterly, or however our contract is. So I don't have to say pay me pitch fee. But you see those one-off clients that only when they need something, that's when they come. You have to pay. That's why some of you now, when you call and I don't even answer your call, this is the reason. And I'll say, speak to my manager. This is the reason. So, you guys, do you still want to be a PR professional? All my colleagues, my esteemed colleague in the industry, did you introduce a pitch fee? Or try and tell me, what do you do to save your intellectual property? Put it on the comment below. Let's learn from you too. For sponsorship, right? Because some people will be like, oh, you're talking about sponsorship. What about endorsement deals? The process I took you through for sponsorship deal is the same thing with endorsement. Endorsement is even way more tedious than sponsorship, because sponsorship, yeah, the one asking, right? Endorsement, sometimes you're asking, sometimes the brand comes to you to say, I want this particular person. And again, when you are telling me, give us endorsement deal, don't forget that I have an agency and I have my own people. And when I mean my own people, I have my own clients. Not until the brand specifically mention a name to me, like, Nabila, we want to sign this particular person, and maybe that person now is not among my client, that's when I will take the money outside. But you don't expect me to carry inside money outside when you are not my client. I will now carry endorsement deal and be giving to you when my clients are there. Sometimes when I have to work with other people that are not my clients, is because that client specifically says, this is the person we want to make our brand ambassador. So guys, that's the way it works. So please stop shooting me and saying, why didn't you give me endorsement deal? Why didn't you give me sponsorship deal? Why is your some particular people you like? It's not some particular people I like. It's what the brand like. Don't forget, it's not my own brand. I'm not the one picking people. So that's how it works. Let me just go straight. I wanted to talk about clients and delayed payment. Should we talk about that, or I will just let's jump that? If I still have time, I will come back to it. But let's talk about the one that is a bit this one. I know some people have experience in this one, and some people are watching right now, and it's what you guys do. Change your ways. Oh, Jesus is coming very soon. There is God though, if you are one of those people that do this. The sabotage and the silent wars. God, have I have to deal with sabotage? Hell yes. Have I had to deal with silent wars? Yes, 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 yes. Do you know there are some people that you just talk to about your job? Once you're telling them about your job, in their own brain, what they are thinking of is, if only I can get that, if only I can steal that job from you, or if only I can know that your client, I will just take the job from you. Some people that even pretend as if they are supporting you, they are not supporting you, nada. All they want is to take your job. You think that only you want to fly business class? They too, they want to fly business class now. You think only you want drive jeep? Emma want drive jeep. But do you have what it takes to do the job? That's the question. So for sabotage and for silent wars, have you ever done a project before? A client gives you a job, a corporate event. Yeah, a corporate event. I don't have tables. That means I have to get vendors, right? To maybe bring chairs, bring tables. If it's for refreshments, I'm not a cook. I have to get vendors to service that part of the event for me. Get people that this is their own job. Imagine now getting one of those vendors to do this job for you, and you pay them. Of course, on the day of the event, they will be present. And guess what? Some of them, on the day of the event, while they are present, you pay them what they charged you. No freebies, no discounts. You pay them the exact amount they've charged you for the job. But on the day of the event, they come for the event because, of course, they are servicing that event for you. And they see the client that have given you this job. They don't approach that client on that day because your eyes are everywhere, right? You're there. Then one day, they run into that client somewhere. The next thing is they go say hello to the client. They don't stop there. They start pitching themselves to that client. Oh, sir, did you remember that your event you did that day at your office? I'm the one that did the event for you. Auntie, when did you do the event? Were you the one that put the event together? Were you the one that knows how many chairs or how many food or how many? Maybe auntie, you only brought canopy and table and chairs. One even had the guts one time to call me to tell me that my own client gave her job that we should do it together. I said, audacity of some people. Let's go back to football. Some will tell you, oh, Nabila, I have never been to a football match before. Please, I want to go with you. Then you, with your church mind though, you will not get them tickets to the football match. Of course, when you get to the football match, the players, some of them are your clients. When you see your client, you are talking to your client. And for me, after a football match, I have exclusive access to the players because they are my clients, right? So normally when you're at the stadium, you go home after the match. But maybe now, because you are with me and I work with these people, I have to see them after the match and I take you to the camp. So I give you that access to my players, one-on-one access to my players. You say, oh, I want to take picture. I even help you. I turn photographer. I will carry your phone and help you take nice pictures so that you too, you will say you've met these footballers before. I don't want to call names. Then after the event, aunty, which one now come be to dey slide into DM of my client, sending messages? Oh, it was nice meeting you today. Aunty, nice meeting you as what now? Come on now. And you think I will not find out. Then tomorrow you will now think, why did Nabila start giving me attitude? Aunty, it's because I found out what you did. That's why I started giving you attitude, because you don't do that. Like, you don't do that. Mine is even fine. You follow them, yeah, they are public figures. You can follow them on social media. You can like their posts. That is what we want. That's the work we are doing. But when you start crossing the boundary, is entering their DM and trying to force conversation. What are you trying to force? Is it that you are trying to force relationship from the DM, or you are trying to bring them a job? Because if you want to bring them a job, you know the person that you need to come through. You come through the source. The source is Nabila. Yes. Let's not lie to ourselves. You come through the source. If you want them to be your friend, you already have the source with you. So what kind of friendship are you looking for? The only thing you can be looking for is trouble. And that's why I ran away from you. So that's sabotage. That's silent wars we go through. Or the people that once you post the brand you work with on social media and you can't hide it. A lot of people will say, oh, Nabila, we don't even know the kind of work you do. It's not out there on social media. Some things I don't even post on social media. Why? Because once you post a brand you work with, people will just start flooding those people's DM, looking for somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows that someone that is in that company, because you want them to come and sponsor your own event too. You want them to become your client. It doesn't work that way. I paid my dues before having those clients. Some of those relationships you're looking at, they are not even relationship of 10 years. Some of them are relationship of 15 years. Some of them are relationship of 20 years. Solid relationship. So how do you think you can come and break that kind of relationship? In this business, sabotage, silent war. So do you have to go spiritual and start praying again that God help me? Or is it that when you now post successful campaign, do you have to blur the company's name out of it? I don't know. But they have just understand that when you are in this job, there are people that want to take your clients from you. The people say, Nabila, so how do you undo it? I don't care. I feel like that's your business. And another thing is, you will lose me as a friend, which is a big loss. I will not even lie to you. If you lose me as your friend, is a big loss, because I don't bring nothing to the table. I'm the old table. So once you don't have access to me, I feel sorry for you, because imagine not having access to Nabila again in your life. Auntie, let's move on. People will say, oh, how do you now manage everything? Number one, as a PR professional, is to build trust, integrity, and solid relationship with your client, that nothing is now off limits between you and your client. It gets to a point that your clients will even let you know the people that are trying to sabotage you. Yes, there are some relationship you have with your clients that if people are coming for that same job that they give to you, they will tell you that somebody like this came, they want this same job, or they told us they can. You ask me, is it really ethical to do that? It is, because everything is based off trust. And they said, if it's not broken, why should you fix it? So if somebody is giving you their all, they are being solid with the job they do for you, Why would you want to replace that person? The devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. So let's talk about mental health and burnout. This one really goes deep, and I really need to talk about this because it's not just about those successful campaigns, those beautiful TVC you see, or even the content calendar. Let's talk about the woman that is tired, because the woman that is working 24/7, the woman that the brain can never shut down, like the brain constantly is on the move, like working round the clock. The woman that would come to work from 9 a.m. and is back home at 6 p.m. and has to get on a Zoom call at 10 p.m. because the client is in America and America is just waking up when she has just finished her job. So she has to speak to client, or those client that sends you message at 2 a.m. and they will say, oh, when you wake up in the morning, of course, they know I'm not sleeping. So even when you send that message at 2 a.m., I have to get on it. The woman that is so tired that cannot show that she's tired. The woman that there are some days when you're looking at your laptop, like you're looking at it like this, and everything is just blurry. Or the woman that have spoken from 5 a.m. in the morning when she woke up till 12 midnight, and the next day she doesn't even have a vocal cord anymore. She can't speak because the throat hurts so bad. I've been there. Like, there are days I tell my people that I'm on a vocal break. Not because of anything, but because it hurts to talk. Like, just to talk is painful because you are negotiating deals, you're doing this, you're shouting, you're panicking. Everything sometimes looks like it's going wrong, and you're wondering, oh God, will I be able to pull this off? There's so many things about this field that people do not tell you. Sometimes, the woman that just wants to say, you know what? F it. Is it really worth it? I'm done with it. Or when you have to smile through exhaustion, or showing up while you're grieving. I remember just few days ago, I lost someone very dear to me, and I had to show up for work. I had to show up for meetings. In my grief, I was still trying to be okay. Or when you know that you feel like crying, but you still have to do the work. Let's talk about the woman that sometimes the way the client will talk to you, chai, you will just think of it that if not that you're a client, you fit talk to me like this. That tone alone will break your spirit. But guess what? You smile through it. Okay, you're not happy? Okay, maybe we can do it this way. And the client is giving you all the attitude, but you still have to maintain composure. You still have to maintain stills. But guess what? You have to take a break. Sometimes it is not all about work. Rest is not laziness. Asking for help is actually strength. It does not make you less of yourself. You see, sometimes when you say no to that meeting, you end it. Like, it's better to say no for the meeting than to now, have this terrible burnout that you cannot even work for another, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes what you call luxury is just survival. That business class sometimes is not luxury, it's comfort. Maybe that's the only time the person has to sleep on that flight is the only time the person can sleep. So why not fly in luxury so you can get the bed and sleep for even if it's 3 or 4 hours just to recuperate and be re-energized for the next task in front of you. So, my dear colleagues and aspiring PR professionals, rest is not laziness. This work takes a lot from us, mentally, physically, spiritually. Yes, spiritually. Because there are some things that you look at and you say, this one no normal again, no. But you have to pray. So, learn how to pause. I guess you guys have had a good time today, and I've given you all the secrets that some of my colleagues will be like, why is she talking too much? Why did she say this? So, let's just say this. Sometimes that sip of champagne might just be what you need to tell yourself that, yes, I earned it. Guys, There's so much to say, but I wish I can give you all the BTS, but it's not possible in just one single episode. So if you want me to continue, you enjoyed this thoroughly and you want to know more, put in the comment section and say we want part 2. And I promise you, I will give you part 2 of the BTS. Guess what? It's not an easy life, but that's why I always say, when you do something you have a passion for, it does not seem like a job anymore. It's just you're just doing something you love, right? That's why don't get into the industry because you like money. Get into it because you really love the job. And with all these things I've said, it will just motivate you more. Because guess what? If you don't like the job, all these things I've told you, won't it put you off? It will discourage you, won't you? Won't it discourage you? But if you really love the job, you will look at it as it's just one of those things and you keep moving on. So guys, I think we should just end today's episode about the BTS in PR. If you guys have enjoyed this section, put it in the comment section. If you want more, just say part 2 Nabila hashtag PRBTS on my purple couch, and part 2 will be on its way to you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, you can be whoever you want to be. Live your life unapologetically. Nobody should dictate how you should live your life. Until next time, do not forget to subscribe, to like, and to share. See ya!